Alright, let's try to do this question together. F prime is given as 4 sine 2x plus 8e to the 3x minus 3 cube root of x squared. And the initial condition is given. Question is, what is such a function satisfying these two conditions? Now, before we approach this, let's think about what will be the integral of sine 2x dx. Well, I know that sine comes from negative cosine, right? So we can try out negative cosine. And since there is a 2x inside, we better have something like 2x inside also. Now if we try to differentiate this, we realize that because of the chain rule, there's something in front, right? So what's that? Negative cosine gives you positive sine. So outside function differentiates to sine. Inside function you don't change, but the inside function has to be brought outside, and you have to differentiate that. Whose derivative is equal to 2, so you end up with twice of sine 2x. So you realize, well, I do not know the integral of sine 2x at the moment, but I do know the integral of 2 sine 2x, right? Which is this. So what should we do? We can use that trick, right? What's the trick? Multiply by 2 and divide by 1/2. The trick is you just multiply by 2 here and divide by 1/2, because that's the same thing, right? Then this inside this much will be this integral, and there will be 1/2 in front. So that's the way you figure out the integral when there's a number there, okay? So you end up with 1/2 of cosine 2x, 1/2 negative cosine 2x, it's negative cosine, plus c. Yes?
I got negative 2 cosine 2x. I don't know if that...
Well, whenever you're not sure whether your answer is right or wrong, then you should differentiate your result to see if that's right. So you're claiming that this, if you differentiate, you would get sine 2x. But you see that if this was there, then this would be 2 here, and then 2 times 2 would give you 4. And therefore, this is not the antiderivative of this.
Do we want that though? From the...
It's 4 sine 2x and the...
Oh, no. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we were talking about different things. Okay, yeah, right, exactly. If there is 4 already, then, yeah, I was about to get there. Okay, so we were talking about different things. Okay. So I'm only saying that the integral of sine 2x is negative 1/2 cosine 2x plus c, and I'm pointing this out because you'll see later, in general, if you have sine of something times x, you're going to see 1 over that number, cosine, negative cosine 2x, that something times x, okay? So whatever that number is, you're going to see the reciprocal in front. That pattern appears enough times that you should look into this, okay? So just keep that in mind. And in our situation, what do we have? We have integral of 4 sine 2x, which means you would be multiplying by 4 of this result. See, if you have any constant, that can be pulled outside the integral. And then sine 2x integrates to this much, so you have to multiply by 4 of this negative 1/2 cosine 2x, and therefore it's equal to negative 2 cosine 2x plus c. And what I'm doing on the board may look like a roundabout way of doing things. You probably have figured this out without having to do all this, but I'm just doing it like this so that it's helpful in the future. Okay, so at this point, it just looks like a roundabout way of doing things. But for this question, it doesn't matter which method you use to get this answer. If you tried this thing and figured out that this indeed gives you that, and took this as the antiderivative, perfect. Okay, I'm just doing this for the future. All right, and the same reason I said that if you have any constant in front of x inside the e, what's the integral? It will give you the reciprocal in front. Right? You get the reciprocal. Therefore, if you had an 8 e to the 3x dx, what will be the integral? 8 over 3 e to the 3x plus c. That will be the integral. All right, putting everything together. Oh, I still have to do this. All right, so this one here is x to the 2/3 power. Cube root is same as 1/3 power, so you end up with x to the 2/3 power when you rewrite this as a rational exponent. Now the integral of this requires a power rule which says I have to add a 1. 1 plus 2/3 is 5/3, and what did I put in front?
3/5.
The reciprocal. 3 over 5 should be put in front, plus c. And then putting everything together, here's the result. We see that f of x must be -2 cosine 2x plus 8 over 3 e to the 3x, and then plus, actually there's a minus there, right? Careful, there's a minus there, so I should be putting minus 3 over 5 x to the 5 over 3 plus c. That's f of x. Then we have -1 should equal to f of 0. That's our condition. The condition is that f of 0 should equal to -1. But according to what we have here, it means that we have -2 cosine 0 plus 8 over 3 e to the 0 minus 3 over 5, 0 to the 5/3 power plus c. What's cosine 0? So this is -2, e to the 0 is 1, so it's plus 8 over 3 plus 0 plus c. Therefore, we have c. If I move the -2 to the other side, I have -1 plus 2 minus 8 over 3. That's my value of c, right? All these signs change because I moved over to the other side. And let's see, this is 1 minus 8 over 3. 1 is 3 over 3. 3 over 3 minus 8 over 3 is -5 over 3. And is that the answer?
No.
No, that's not the answer. Why?
Plug it in.
You have to plug it back to here, and that's the final answer, right? Yeah. See, it's really easy to get fooled. I mean, how sad is it when you like solve everything perfectly, only to get that last 1 point off because you didn't put it back. Right, so f of x equals to -2 cosine 2x plus 8 over 3 e to the 3x minus 3 over 5 x to the 5/3, actually minus 5/3. So that's the final answer. You have to put that number back into f, and that's your final answer.